Welcome to the first e-workshop of Spring 2017. These workshops have been created for you to enjoy in the comfort of your home and at any time. Those who view all 4 recruitment workshops will be certified as a master recruiter. All you have to do is watch and then comment with your name and a question, tip, or best practice related to the content in the comment section below. So let's get started. In today's workshop, we're going to cover the recruitment basics to help you in your preparation for this semester's recruitment efforts. We are going to discuss planning and creating your recruitment calendar, how to best market your events, the power of consistent branding, maximizing social media, how to compete with other fraternities or student organizations, what goes into planning the recruitment event, and how to work smarter, not always harder. It's important that you create a calendar that is visible to your members so that they don't have any excuses to not attend your events. When creating your calendar, poll your members to see what the best nights and times are for them and for potential new members. You want to stay away from heavy evening class nights, intramural nights, and the night students typically go out. Make sure you also check your council and university calendar to make sure you aren't conflicting with any large events. And finally, you want to make sure that you don't oversaturate your calendar. Too many events will burn you out and your members out. So it's called recruiting for a reason. New members aren't just going to come to you, you have to go to them. One of the ways to get your name out there is by heavy marketing. You want your name and logo on t-shirts, flyers, and table toppers. You want to be out there tabling and shaking hands. It is crucial that you let as many people know who you are and what you do, whether that is just by striking up a conversation with a classmate or going into a student organization and educating them on Triangle. Now, with all this marketing, you want to make sure that your branding is consistent. We all know Pepsi when we see it because it uses the same logo and tagline on everything that it does. We want to do the same thing. Pick a recognizable image and use it on everything. We encourage using the Delta T because it's what separates us from other fraternities and it gets people asking questions. It's also important that you try and use the same imaging year after year so that people become familiar with your brand. And it's never a bad idea to have your members plaster their social media with Triangle during the recruitment season. Now, speaking of social media, love it or hate it, it's the way that this generation communicates. So use it to your advantage. Make sure that you are getting your events, branding, and more importantly, your story out there. We use social media to let people know what we are doing and what we are thinking. You can get to know someone pretty well just by their Facebook or Twitter feed. The same should be true for your chapter or colony. Post pictures and information on members and let people know who aren't in your chapter what your fraternity is about. Let them get a feel for who you are just by the content that you share. Pepsi isn't successful because they are the only soda option out there. They are successful because they find new and innovative ways to compete with Coca-Cola. Competition is healthy and can be a great motivator for us to be innovative and creative. Pay attention to what other fraternities and student organizations are doing, putting out there, and offering their members. You want to make sure that you aren't just comparable, but that you are better. Is your swag appealing? Are your events more intriguing than others? What can you offer that they can't? Make sure that your recruitment events are well thought out and planned in advance. Make sure you have a budget and an agenda. Having these things will keep you organized, will keep your members organized, and will show potential new members that you have your stuff together. Make sure your events are relevant and interesting. What is going to get guys to your event and keep them coming back for more? Sometimes themes and catch-alls like a barbecue night or Super Bowl party can help. And always make sure that you have food and drinks available, and make sure that your top recruiters or your most social guys are at the event and on the front line having the conversations. Finally, don't feel like you have to have a structured event every other day or even every week. Sometimes just inviting potential guys to dinner or to coffee or out with your brothers is the best form of recruiting. You are more yourself and they get to see you in your true element. The key piece here is that you're building relationships and you're getting to know one another. Well, that's it for our first recruitment workshop. Remember to comment in the comment section below with a question, tip, or best practice that you have that relates to the content that we just covered. For our next session, we're going to be talking about dealing with excuses. So a little bit ago, I posted on our social media accounts asking you to respond with some of the excuses that you hear members saying when you ask them to join. Make sure you respond because we'll be using those excuses in our next session. For any additional questions or resources, don't hesitate to contact me at ariel@triangle.org. Thank you and happy recruiting!